Ebusuafo ni etiefo ni de kwan so me patcho me ma obi bia akwa aba channel so hanum daily update TV ebusua me patcho ever since one of the NPP MPs and that's one of the minority MPs no epie ba bonten ebe kan nsem bia na eni kwan so ka gu Zanetor Rawlings no hu fin in 7 minutes goes sit down you daughter of a murderer ever since ombeka an sa asem no yen sheda hu says Zanetor Rawlings wetima call parliament akokasa na so far you must be saying na a bit worried and concerned because Zanetor Rawlings is a woman of voiceover like Okasa with her brilliance level very high, so we expect says a BB a cost for parliament or be contributing quota to the benefit of parliament and to the development of Ghana. Now me pacho ever since nipa ni pie ba bonten beka asasem no, if you can bear witness with me on pie ba bonten our parliament e mekasa and so ened de omko en wakasa na o som so kasa no ebusuan nyansa papa lady we nyansa woni trim wa ben o nyansa oyoba ebusuan mema mkasa nyetintin ye bekọ ne akotie ni contribution to matter na omo discuss o parliament na nyansa sem o hiri o hwegu ho pa no ebusuan
Mr. Speaker, Ghana is well known to be a hub and a transit point for illicit drugs. But this particular phenomenon that we're witnessing is quite shocking, actually. As a matter of fact, in my constituency, we have a cluster of schools, the Niamugi cluster of schools, where people who are addicted to drugs have actually invaded the premises, where they harass children, they harass the teachers, and recently, in the last 3 weeks, one of the security personnel in the school was attacked by a gang of drug addicts and is now in 37 military hospital in a coma. Mr. Speaker, the ramifications of this illicit drug inflow into Ghana goes beyond the large scale, but it's affecting people's lives. It's affecting the security in our schools. It's affecting the security of our ordinary citizens. And Mr. Speaker, the law enforcement agencies responsible for this need to be strengthened. We had up until a few weeks ago collaboration between the U.S. government, specifically the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, with the government of Ghana in helping to combat some of this transnational crime and illicit drug use. Since the suspension of this, Mr. Speaker, I believe that may have contributed to what we are seeing. We need to re-engage some of these international agencies and strengthening our capacity to monitor what's going on in our borders and ensure that when we actually do track down these criminals, the prosecution of them and effective implementation of our regulations is actually done in order to be a disincentive for those who wish to use Ghana as a transit point. Our youth are really increasingly becoming a target of all of this. And Mr. Speaker, this is a national security issue because it affects our country in so many ways. It's affecting so many sectors, and it will probably require a whole, multidimensional approach in order to actually effectively deal with this issue. Mr. Speaker, this matter is something that's affecting a lot of communities. My constituency has a very high level of addiction, has a lot of young people who are addicted to drugs, and unfortunately this is an issue that has been swept under the rug for too long. And it is my prayer that given the expose that has happened, the global embarrassment that we see now, we will take this issue very seriously, the issue of addiction and mental health and how we address the way drugs are used in this country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Beyond that, my good friend, the Minister for Health, who has been busy these days because of cholera matters, meningitis and other matters, he's been running errands, and I commend you for that. Speaker, Assad, when we met at conclave, his matter didn't come up. We are not aware he's coming to make any statement in the House floor. Speaker, it cannot be the case that ministers will just walk to the chamber and present statement. That is not right. He is a member of parliament. Leader, he knows what to do.
Leader,
would you indulge me?
That one is at my discretion.
Of that statement, if you, or the 93.8, or the 93.8 says, statement admitted will be transmitted by the clerk. However, if a minister of state is coming to make a statement on policy or whatever matter, we in leadership, at least at Conclave, should be aware.
Leader.
Speaker.
You are right, but I just want to explain.
So if I am right, then he should do the proper thing.
What is the proper thing?
Let him do the proper thing.
What is that?
He needs to do the proper thing.
Leader, what is the proper thing?
He's my friend. He should at least inform leadership. Speaker, he should inform us. You see, don't take it lightly. Commander, don't take it. It's not personal. No, members need to know what you are coming to speak to. We are not aware. Speaker, I implore you to ask leadership. I see Honorable Doyo on her feet. We need to know the whereabouts of the Minister of Energy and also know the whereabouts of the Ministers Defense and Interior. Defense and Interior was supposed to be here to apprise us on matters happening at Wale Wale and its environs, the curfew matters. Brief us about it. If you are not aware.
Minority leader. With regards to Minister for Health statement, it came straight away from the Speaker, and it's an emergency issue. So, without not discussing even at the plenary, the Speaker directed that we take it as a matter of urgency. But I think, with regards to the Minister for Energy, I'm told he has sent a letter and given you a copy.
Speaker, no, this is about reputation. I guard my reputation. Yes, we were giving copies of the statement, but you did not listen to me. What I said was, a reason was not assigned for his absence. And the practice has been that if a minister cannot come, the House needs to know why the minister cannot attend upon the House. That's basically what I'm referring to. The finance minister gave a reason that he was going for budget hearing. That is how it's supposed to be done. That is how it's done. Speaker, it's not tenable. It's not acceptable. Leadership have to tell us something. They have to tell us something. Then, besides that, the Defense and Interior Minister was programmed to come to apprise us at close sitting. Speaker, at close sitting, the Defense Minister and the Minister of Interior were programmed to be here. They are also not here. You are not taking the House serious. Speaker, you must take the House serious.
Leader, it's okay. It's okay.
This is the Parliament of Ghana.
Leader,
Speaker,
it's okay.
This is the Parliament of Ghana.
Leader, it's okay.
Yes, this is the Parliament of Ghana. You can't take it for granted. Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. The first part of his question has been answered by you because admissibility is in the hands of Mr. Speaker. So since you have admitted the statement from the Health Minister, I don't see the reason why my colleague will be raising all these issues. Mr. Speaker, in respect of the Energy Minister, he has shown respect, written to the House, copied the minority side. So I don't see the reason why you are raising this issue again. The Minister has shown respect, written to you. Please, I can attend upon Parliament, and you are asking for further. It's fair to ask for further clarification, but you have shown respect. So I think we can move forward and then give him another opportunity to come to the House and then brief the House. So you have the copy of the letter, at least in good faith. Let's make progress.
Yes, Honorable Minister for Health, please take the podium.
The Defense and Interior Minister.
Leader, I haven't called you. Leader, I haven't called you.
No, that's not right.
Leader,
the Defense and Interior Minister is also scheduled.
Leader.
He's scheduled to be here.
Leader, you have to respect the chair.
I respect the chair.
So I haven't called you.
The Defense and Interior Minister, he spoke to.
Mr. Speaker, you shouldn't forget he's no longer the chief, government chief whip. You shouldn't forget
Honorable
that. You're no longer the government chief.
Honorable Comforter, I haven't called you. Please. The one I have called to the floor is the Minister for Health, Honorable Akando You have the floor now.
I'm most grateful, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to address the House on an urgent global public concern that I inherited. Mr. Speaker, the increasing infiltration of illicit opioids into our country is indeed a matter of grave public health and national security concern. Thank you for the opportunity to share on the insight into the key issues related to the growing threat that illegal opioids pose to the health and safety of our people, especially the youth. Mr. Speaker, opioids serve a critical role in modern medicine, providing relief from pain. However, their misuse has led to devastating addiction crises worldwide, and Ghana is no exception. In West Africa, unregulated painkillers flood local markets, often smuggled through weak borders, controls, and distributed by criminal networks. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's FDA has confirmed that ongoing market surveillance has uncovered unregistered tramadol brands, that is Trafanol, Tarapamol, Tramacan, entering the country through unapproved routes. In Ghana, Mr. Speaker, tramadol abuse has already caused significant social and health problems, particularly among young people. High doses of tramadol, often far exceeding what is legally allowed for medical use, have been found in circulation, leading to severe addiction, mental health issues, and even death. What is most alarming, Mr. Speaker, is that this crisis has now evolved beyond tramadol. The Ministry of Health and the FDA have taken note of the recent BBC Africa Eye investigative report released 4 days ago, exposing the alleged exportation of unapproved drugs containing tapentadol, a powerful opioid, and carisoprodol as key active ingredients. These drugs, produced by the Indian pharmaceutical firm Avio Pharmaceuticals and distributed through Western International, have reportedly entered West African markets, including Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Ghana. It is worth noting, Mr. Speaker, tafradol and other tapentadol, carisoprodol combinations have never been registered for use in Ghana, and no import permits have been issued for them. The investigation raised serious concern about regulatory oversight and border enforcement. We should ask ourselves the following questions. How have these unregistered opioids found their way into our markets? Who is responsible, and what measures must we take to ensure this does not happen again? Response to the rising opioid crisis. Mr. Speaker, prior to the recent expose, the Ministry of Health and its regulatory agencies had already taken steps to mitigate the risk associated with opioid misuse by doing the following: reclassification of tramadol as a controlled drug. Recognizing the widespread abuse of tramadol, regulations were introduced to limit its sale, manufacture, and distribution. Tramadol sale is restricted to prescription use only. Similarly, we banned the manufacture and sale of codeine containing cough syrup. Seizure and interception of unauthorized opioids. Several shipments of unregistered opioids were intercepted at our borders over recent years, preventing their entry into the market. Market surveillance and regulatory enforcement. Regular inspections of pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine sellers were conducted, leading to removal of unauthorized opioids products. Prosecution of offenders. Currently, 6 over-the-counter medicine sellers in the Ahafo region are being prosecuted for the illegal sale and distribution of tramadol and other opioids. In addition to the above actions, Mr. Speaker, in recent years, we have had major seizures and disposal of illicit opioids. Please permit me to highlight a few. December 18, 2023, a container declared for transit to Niger was found to contain 181 cartons of Royal 222 mg Tapidanol and Carisprodol, 51 cartons of Tamacane 120 mg, 90 cartons of Tafradol 120 mg. These were seized and disposed of following a court order on January 16, 2025, with distribution completed on February 21, 2025. May 2024, a joint enforcement team intercepted 376 cartons of tramadol hydrochloride 225 mg, concealed among laboratory coveralls. A court order in October 2024 authorized their destruction. Despite these efforts, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that these actions have not been sufficient to prevent illicit opioids from entering the country through illegal channels. Mr. Speaker, I will now highlight some of the actions that the health sector has taken in response to the crisis, especially in the past few days following the BBC Africa Eye investigation. 1. Immediate action taken after the BBC Africa Eye expose. Mr. Speaker, following the revelations of the BBC Eye findings on Avio Pharmaceuticals and Western International involvement in illegal opioid distribution, the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the regulatory and security agencies, took immediate and decisive action. The FDA has directed Samos Pharma to immediately cease using these companies as exporters of registered products to Ghana. Additionally, FDA has suspended the processing of Masters Pharmaceutical Limited application, which uses Avio Pharmaceutica as contract manufacturer. Tighter border inspections and enforcement. A joint task force involving the FDA, the Narcotic Control Commission, Customs, and the Ghana Revenue Authority has intensified checks at major entry points to prevent further unauthorized imports, leading to destruction of a large consignment of Tafradol and similar drugs. Increased monitoring of over-the-counter drug sales. Inspections have been intensified, unauthorized opioids seized, and legal action taken against offenders. Public awareness and consumer protection measures. A national education campaign has been launched to warn the public about the dangers of illicit opioid use and encourage responsible medication practices. Next steps, strengthen regulatory oversight and enforcement. Mr. Speaker, while these immediate actions have helped to contain the situation, more needs to be done to permanently shut down the supply of illicit opioids into Ghana. We have noted the following challenges that impede the effective response, which requires urgent attention. Unmanned borders allow for the illegal movement of opioids into Ghana. Limited inspection capacity for transit goods destined to other countries enables unregistered drugs to leak into the Ghanaian market. Intelligence sharing. Intelligence sharing mechanism between the FDA, Customs, and NACOC needed to improve enforcement outcomes are suboptimal. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health will therefore collaborate with the relevant bodies on the following initiatives: strengthening market surveillance and compliance monitoring, strengthening import controls and licensing, enhancing law enforcement and interagency collaboration, strengthening international cooperation, need for interagency response. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note the critical need for an interagency response to this crisis. The FDA works closely with multiple government and security agencies to enhance enforcement, intelligence sharing, and regulatory compliance. Interagency enforcement and raids. The FDA carries out joint enforcement actions with Ghana Police Service, Pharmacy Council, Narcotics Control Commission, National Security, Ghana Standards Authority, Port Health Authority, Environmental Protection Agency, local government authorities. These teams conduct raids, market surveillance, and manage disposal of confiscated drugs to remove illicit opioids from circulation. Border and import control collaboration. Ghana Revenue Authority and Narcotic Control Commission assist the FDA in monitoring entry ports and intercepting illicit opioid shipments. These joint operations at porous borders have resulted in major drug seizures.
Abusia for me da obi bia se we nyamre no abenya video ni bi so ahwe se dem kan no hanum daily update TV abusia onya videos ni hwe wie se we ni je won kwa my thumb up, subscribe to your YouTube channel no, share our videos ma love it so nya bi entie na e ma rave se obo notification bell no so oya ne say maybe I the latest new beba on board YouTube ma special notification na wanya akwanya na wa benya videos ni bi and so ahwe ya mpacho the health minister Mita Kando so pay abontin at the insem ebe very very important because of agency. We all need to take a very good and I say a key note of insema wabekano. Very important. Now ebusia said I can file comment share comment section and me bejena sorry file comment share comment section hon me bejena akenkan yakopo insha yina na onye kesi me da se bebre.